Today on Charge Positive, we are here with Polydrops, their new P21 6-foot interior trailer, and we're going to tow it with a bunch of polygons with a Cybertruck.
Look at that.
Knife edge just cutting the air. This looks cool out there. Looking at a Polydrops through a polygonal mirror. So we're trying to guess. I'm gonna Price is Right this, hopefully.
At this point, they started going crazy.
All right, so the Cybertruck is towing and we already need to charge it, but you know what? We got a problem. We parked on the wrong side. Oh, we got to reposition and plug. Oh my God. We're out here at Polydrops and we're basically gonna be comparing the different efficiencies of this Scamp trailer with the Cybertruck and then the Polydrops new 6-foot tall interior height trailer. So this will be fun. All right, first up, we're gonna do a benchmark run with just the Cybertruck on the route we're gonna do, just to see what it is before we add either trailer to this route. So we have the estimate of the benchmark test here, 12 mile, so basically a 24-mile round trip. It says we'll get there with 65% and we currently have 72% battery. We are going to keep the same ride height for all the tests. So we have it in low and comfort. We're keeping air conditioning set to 72. And it currently is 77 outside at the beginning of the benchmark no trailer run. $669. First little bit of downhill. Easier to just U-turn there.
We're gonna have that. I think this brings right back on.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's gonna go here under, and then we're gonna go. Like there's no even U-turns. Just
right. Well, that's probably why he picked this.
East. So on the way up, it was this. So maybe we'll go right down to this bridge. Yeah. This will be our full turnaround. Like right here. This is the
underpass.
Yeah. So we're at 5.
All right, that's a good little loop. And just to prove that this is the non-trailer run, there's no trailer there. So we're about to hit downhill for most of the way. We're sitting at 591. We'll see what it is back at the office. All right, we're coming up to the last turn here. 316 watt hours a mile. Okay. All right, 316 watt hours on the baseline no trailer run. Boom. Okay, so we just finished the test loop, the baseline without the trailer, and it was about 24 miles?
Yep.
24 miles, and we did 316 watt hours a mile average, going about 55, averaging 55 miles an hour most of the way. So now we're gonna see what it does with the Polydrops, and then we'll test it with the Scamp. All right, so when you get a Cybertruck, you get a GoPro mount just by being able to wedge it in the tonneau cover here. Look at that, they thought of everything. All right, here we go. We have Polydrops being towed by polygons. So now we're gonna do the towing test on the route that we just did without the trailer. go with Polydrops. Look at that. This looks cool out there.
Sure, check it out. Look at that.
Alrighty, we're starting out trip number 2, which is trailer number 1. Polydrops behind the Cybertruck. Looking at a Polydrops through a polygonal mirror. Alright, we're looking at the estimate here of the same route we're about to get on the freeway here. It's estimating we'll use, what, about 12% battery to do this? So right now it's calculating knowing that there is a trailer, but not knowing all the parameters of the trailer. But it's estimating about 11% usage on the same round trip. Starting out here on the 2 freeway north, and we're starting to see high 700s. This is the uphill portion of the trip though. That knife edge just cutting the air. Alright, so we're at the peak of the uphill, and we had 807 there for a second. Now it's already down to 803. But get to La Tuna! Get to La Tuna! It's not La Tuna!
At this point, they started going crazy.
And they still had one more round to do. Remember, you're driving for 2.
3. Let's worry about the trailer.
Oh, that's what I meant, the 2 vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're coming up on the underpass. We're hit 749 just as we got under the underpass. First set of regen coming downhill went from 771 to 765. We are on our way back. We've reached we're past the midway point of the trip with the Polydrops trailer on the way back. So we're trying to guess. So we hit 316 with just the Cybertruck on this route. So what's your guess for round trip with the trailer?
I'm guessing right around 500. We might guess.
Right around 500?
Yeah.
You know, we're sitting at 678 already with after like a couple miles of downhill. I'm gonna price this right this hopefully. Either, let's see, I'm gonna go 475 or 501. So we're getting close. We're hitting just a tiny bit of traffic at the exit, so it's just adding a little bit of regen before the actual normal regen spot on this route. But we're getting close, and we're not going to talk about the number yet. But we're wondering, like, what if it was better? Like, what if somehow this made it better? But we're almost to the end of the route here, and we'll tell you what we got here soon. Okay, coming down to the wire here, the last couple of streets. Making the last turn back to the shop, and
now your destination is on the left.
What do we got? 411.
Yep, 411.
Look at that, 411. Wait, we gotta come to a stop.
Okay, I'll stop right here because we have to back the trailer in.
right as he hit park, it clicked over to 408 watt hours a mile. So definitely less than 100 watt hours a mile to add the Polydrops trailer to a Cybertruck. We are off with the Scamp trailer to compare a more common option on the market to see what the difference is. So as you can see here, we have the little, basically little pod, or kind of a giant pill to swallow through the air, I guess. But here we go. All right, here we go. We're getting on the freeway and it's pulling 616 already. And it's going up because we're doing uphill, getting on the freeway with the Scamp this time. We are getting on the 2 freeway north and we're hitting 770 watt hours a mile now. Okay, that was getting up to the other freeway. We're at 898. Okay, we're coming up to the peak of the hill before we hit the turnaround, and we are at 837 watt hours a mile. Just before we do the turnaround loop here. The Nata Tuna. Okay, we are at the exit for the tuna round. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. La Tuna round. And we're coming up to the over-under overpass. And right about here, we are going to see the turnaround point of 789 watt hours a mile at the midway point. Oh, drop ball, because this is still downhill. And now we accelerate off La Tuna. Alright, and just to prove which one we're on, we are on the Scamp trip here. There we go. Alright, we're accelerating. Go! Getting off the freeway here, and we're hitting 480 with touching the regen. It's looking like it's a little more, now it's not a lot more, but it's definitely more usage. We'll have to check the final figure. Okay, we just got off the freeway and we're seeing now serving number 59. We just got off the freeway and we were looking at 467 watt hours a mile, and we got what, a mile left or so?
Yeah, 1.5 miles.
1.5 miles left. So I don't know. I think it's pretty clear, but we'll see what that last bit of regen gets us. Okay, we are turning into the last turn with the Scamp trailer on the Cybertruck. We're looking at
destination is on the left.
We're at the DMV now. So we got 459 rolling to a stop here. Stopping, and
Stop.
see.
Park. Let's see what we get here.
Happens in park. Yeah, it changed in park on the last one. Okay, 457. Okay, so we just finished the Scamp run, and yeah, it's about 50 watt hours different. Like, we hit park here. And it's 457 on the Scamp, and the Polydrops got 408. So it's 49 watt, well, at least on our test, which wasn't super perfect because we had slightly different times of day. Tiny bit of traffic on this run, so it slowed us down. It's a little bit warmer, air conditioning, but that's all pretty negligible when you count the amount of energy it takes to move stuff through the air. So what do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, I was pretty impressed, really, with the Polydrops. I mean, that's a 21, I think, foot trailer, and this little guy here is 13 feet. So you have a lot more livable space within that Polydrops compared to this little Scamp trailer, which they're great. And yeah, just the data shows everything here, I guess, huh?
Yeah, but with the Polydrops, you get all that extra space and all that surface area for all that solar.
And solar too, yes.
You get solar, so you got to check them out. It's pretty impressive. And we towed some Polydrops with some polygons, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yes.
So, all right, we're out here with Kay up at the Polydrops factory, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Make them all here right now. We just did range tests with the Polydrops and the Cybertruck, as well as a Scamp in the Cybertruck, and it was really cool to see how efficient this trailer is. Not only does it look cool with the Cybertruck, it means that you can take, everybody's complaining about how the Cybertruck doesn't have as much range as it could have, but with the Polydrops trailer, you can go farther with your Cybertruck and go out and explore the outdoors, right?
Yeah, it is. So how big is the battery on the Cybertruck? I think it's
123 kilowatt hours. We're not quite sure if you can fully use all that, but it's about 123.
Yeah, because we got 408.
408. So yeah,
408, yeah.
so it's at least
per
two. Well, this was empty, so it was the fully loaded model, but it didn't have a bunch of didn't have a lot of food and like personal supplies in there, but it did have from the factory fully loaded. So that's about 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, it's gonna be around 2,000. Yeah.
It's about 2,000 pounds, but also very aerodynamic and efficient. So that means, if you're getting under 500 watt hours a mile, that means you can go 2 miles for every kilowatt hour. So that means you have about a 240 mile range with the Cybertruck pulling Polydrops, which, you definitely can do some really good road trips with that kind of towing range, right?
It is. I mean,
Yeah.
the weight. Actually, the thing is, weight doesn't, affect the range that much. Like, I'm really stuck with the number with the 408 because it means that you can go up to like 300 miles with your Cybertruck. Well, I mean, it's around there.
More or less, yeah. But it means, but you're probably going to stop and charge every 150 maybe. You got to stretch your legs, get
definitely.
a snack. So if you want to get out there with your Cybertruck, definitely check out Polydrops because you're going to have one of the most efficient trailers out there. So thanks again for being able to see the Polydrops up close, and we'll see you on the next trip.
It's going. There it is. 4K, 60 wide, and 5 hours left. Yeah.